In the high mountains where the clouds touched the peaks, there lived a dragon named Drako. Drako was not like the other dragons. While most dragons could breathe fierce flames and loved to show off their fire-breathing skills, Drako was different. He was afraid of fire. From a young age, Drako had been scared of the bright, crackling flames that the other dragons could summon with ease. The heat made him nervous, and the sight of fire made his scales tremble. Because of this, Drako never practiced breathing fire like the others, and he felt embarrassed that he couldn't do what every other dragon could. The other dragons would often tease him. "What kind of dragon is afraid of fire?" they laughed. "You're supposed to be fierce and powerful, Drako." Drako would hide in his cave, feeling sad and alone. He wanted to be brave like the others, but no matter how hard he tried, his fear of fire never went away. One day, a terrible thing happened in the valley below the mountains. A wildfire had broken out in the forest, and the flames were spreading quickly. The animals of the forest were in danger, and they had nowhere to run. The dragons were called upon to help stop the fire, but it was too large for them to control. Drako watched from the edge of the mountain, his heart pounding. He knew he should help, but how could a dragon who was afraid of fire do anything to stop a wildfire? Still, he couldn't just stand by while the animals were in trouble. Suddenly, an idea came to him. Drako remembered that high up in the mountains there was a hidden lake, a lake so cold that even the dragons avoided it. The water there could put out any fire, no matter how big. If he could bring that water down to the forest, he might be able to stop the flames. Gathering all his courage, Drako flew higher than he had ever flown before, up to the hidden lake. The wind whipped around him as he soared, but he didn't let his fear hold him back. When he reached the lake, he dipped his huge wings into the cold water, soaking them until they were heavy with water. Then, with all his strength, Drako flew back down toward the burning forest. As he approached the flames, he beat his wings hard, sending the freezing water down onto the fire. The flames hissed and sizzled, shrinking away from the cold. Drako flew back and forth between the lake and the forest, carrying water in his wings each time. Slowly but surely, the flames began to die out. The other dragons watched in amazement as Drako, the dragon who had always been afraid of fire, was now the one saving the forest. By the time the fire was out, Drako was exhausted, but the forest was safe. The animals cheered and thanked him for his bravery. From that day on, Drako was no longer teased for being afraid of fire. The other dragons realized that bravery wasn't about being fierce or breathing the biggest flames. It was about facing your fears and doing what's right, even when you're scared. And though Drako still wasn't fond of fire, he no longer felt ashamed. He had found his own way to be a hero, and that was all that mattered.